In this video, we are going to study open balls. We will define open ball in a metric space. Before going to the definition of the open ball, let me ask you a question. Suppose you have a circle whose center is at x and the radius of that circle is r, and I am saying there is a point y which lie inside this circle. So what I am saying, you have a circle centered at x, radius is r, and a point y lies inside this circle. Then what will be the relation between x and y? So the most common means the most obvious relation between x and y will be distance between x and y will be less than radius r. So on the same line, we are going to define open ball in a metric space. So let's start with the definition. Suppose xd is a metric space, x is a set and d is a metric on your set x. For any element small x of your metric space capital X and r greater than 0, r is a real number, positive real number, bxr that will denote your open ball is defined as set of all points y in your set capital X such that distance between x and y is less than r. Okay, so bxr is set of all points y inside your set x such that distance between x and y is less than r. I have given a small remark here. If r1 is less than r2, then bxr1, that means open ball centered at x of radius r1, is subset of open ball centered at x only but of radius r2. The proof is very simple, one line proof I have given here. If your y belong to open ball centered at x of radius r1, that means bxr1, then by definition of open ball, distance between x and y is going to be less than r1. But r1 is less than r2, that is given to us. So you have distance between x and y is also less than r2, and that will give you that y belong to bxr2 also, and that will prove bxr1 is subset of bxr2. So it was a small remark. Now let's go for the examples. So first example which we are taking is on set of real numbers r and standard metric d1. Do you remember what is your metric d1? It is, if you have x and y in r, then d1 of xy was defined to be mod of x minus y. Then the example is saying if you take any x in r and a positive real number small r, the open ball bxr is equal to open interval x minus r comma x plus r. It is easy to see this. So if you want to prove two sets are equal, the common idea is you take a element in first set, show that it belongs to the other one. That will prove that your first set is subset of the second one. Then you take a element in second one and prove that it belongs to the first one. That will prove second is subset of first one. And in that way, if both are subset of each other, then they both have to be equal. So let element y inside your open ball bxr. Y will belong to bxr if and only if distance between x and y is less than r. Now by definition of d1, you will have this is possible if and only if mod x minus y is less than r. And then if you expand it, you will have minus r less than x minus y is less than r, and then you can shift x to see that y is greater than x minus r and y is less than x plus r. That will imply that y lies inside the open interval x minus r comma x plus r. So it proves that if y belong to bxr, it will belong to the open interval x minus r comma x plus r, and all these implications were double implications. So reverse implication will give you that if y belong to open interval x minus r comma x plus r, y will also belong to the open ball bxr, and that will prove that bxr is equal to open interval x minus r comma x plus r. Now let's see the second example. Second example, we are considering our set to be R2 and the metric D2 is your Euclidean metric, and again R positive real number R, and we are asked to find what will be our B0 R, that means open ball centered at 0 and of radius R. The answer the example is giving is it is set of all points inside the circle of radius R with center at 0. To see this, let's see the solution of this example. You take a point xy, denoting it by P here I am. So you take a point P equal to xy inside B0R. By definition of the open ball, P will belong to B0R if and only if distance between P comma 0 is less than R. Remember, 0 means here 0 comma 0 in R2. And this is possible if and only if, by means the way Euclidean metric we have, square root of x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square is less than R. And then squaring you can get, this is possible if and only if x square plus y square is less than R. So xy belong to B0R if and only if x square plus y square is less than R square. So you can say your set B0R, that means open ball B0R, is collection of all those point xy of R2 where the condition x square plus y square less than R square is satisfied. And this is equation means x square plus y square less than R square is set of all points lying inside your circle of radius R having center at 0. Now this was a particular point 0. If you replace it by a general point AB, say Q equal to AB, then what will be your open ball centered at Q of radius R? So in the same way you can proceed like here. So you will have BQR is set of all point XY in R2 such that x minus a square plus y minus b square is less than R square. That means it is set of all points inside the circle of radius R having center at point Q equal to A comma B. This was the second example. Let's see what is the third example. In third example, we are asked to draw open unit ball. See, B01 is called open unit ball because it is centered at 0 and its radius is 1. So we are asked to draw open unit ball B01 in these three metric spaces R2D1, R2D2 and R2D infinity. Set R2 is common everywhere in all these three metric spaces. Only metric we are changing D1, D2 and D infinity. Let's try to find out how the open ball B01 will look like in the metric space R2 comma D1. So let's see. So a point xy will belong to open ball B01. Now here I am denoting it by B suffix D1. This D1 I am using to emphasize the which metric I am considering. So whenever there is some ambiguity and we want to emphasize that with respect to which metric we are considering the open ball, we use this notation B suffix that metric. Here our metric is D1. So a point xy will belong to B01 if and only if distance between the point P comma 0 is less than 1. Your P is x comma y. And distance between P comma 0 is less than 1 if and only if mod of x minus 0 plus mod y minus 0 is less than 1. From where this mod x minus 0 and mod y minus 0 has come? This is the way we had defined our metric D1. It was if you have x1, x2, xn and y1, y2, yn in Rn, then D1 of x1, x2, xn and y1, y2, y1 was defined to be summation of xi minus yi. So from there you will have this is mod of x minus 0 plus mod y minus 0 less than 1, and this is if and only if mod x plus mod y is less than 1. Now depending on the positivity and negativity of x and y, you will have four inequalities here, like it is if x and y both are positive, it is x plus y less than 1. If x is negative, y is positive, you have minus x plus y less than 1. And similarly x minus y less than 1 and minus x minus y less than 1. So what we will do, we will try to plot all these four equalities like x plus y equal to 1, x minus y equal to 1, minus x plus y equal to 1 and minus x minus y equal to 1. So that is plotted here. See, everywhere I am using the dotted line. That means it is not the part of our set B01. So this line is x plus y equal to 1. This line is minus x plus y equal to 1. This is minus x minus y equal to 1, and this is x minus y equal to 1. So we want all the points which are means mod x plus mod y has to be less than 1. So that will be all the point lying inside this rhombus. So this dotted line represent that these boundary lines are not part of our set B0, 1. So this is how your BD101 will look like. Now for second, the metric given was Euclidean metric D2. So your xy p equal to xy will belong to this open ball B D2 of 0, 1 if and only if distance between p and 0 is less than 1. Now what is the D2? Euclidean metric. So you know what is Euclidean metric. So it will be square root of x minus 0 square plus y minus 0 square less than 1. And this is if and only if x square plus y square is less than 1. And this, you know, it denotes all the points lying inside the unit circle. That means centered at 0 and of radius 1. Again, the boundary I am denoting it by dotted lines. Therefore, it is, that means it is not the part of our open ball B suffix D2 0 1. Now the third one, our metric was D infinity 0 1. So point P xy will belong to B D infinity 0 1 if and only if distance between P and 0 is less than 1 with respect to this metric. And this metric act like this. This is if and only if maximum of mod x minus 0 comma mod y minus 0 is less than 1. Now maximum is less than 1, so other part also has to be less than 1. So you can say it is if and only if mod x less than 1 and mod y less than 1. Now mod x equal to 1. Mod x equal to 1 will give you this line x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1. Mod y equal to 1 will give you this line y equal to 1 and y equal to minus 1. And you want mod x to be less than 1 and mod y to be less than 1. So it will be all the points lying inside this square. That will give you the B D infinity of 0, 1. So this is how we have given 3 open unit ball in 3 different metric spaces. So from here you can see that even though your set R2 was constant, means it was there in every 3 example, in these 3 examples, but depending on the metric, your structure of open ball changes. Here your open ball was looking like a point inside rhombus. In D2 it was looking like a point inside a circle, and here it was looking like a point inside a square. Now let's see the next example. Now next example gives you that if you know open unit ball in a non-linear space, you can construct all other open balls from the open unit ball, and the procedure is given in this one equation only. What they are saying, if your X is non-linear space where this norm is given, so in non-linear space any open ball, now see, since it is a non-linear space and we have proved every norm induce a metric, so a non-linear space becomes a metric space also. So this BXR, whenever we are saying to with respect to the metric which will be induced by this norm. So BXR is x plus r times B0, 1, which is an obvious thing also if you visualize. BXR is open ball centered at x of radius r. B01 is open ball centered at 0, radius 1. So what you do, you multiply each point in the inside this open unit ball by r. So every point will be, so if you multiply this every point inside this B01 by r, you are going to get B0r. And when you translate it by x, if you translate it by x, you are going to get BXR. Now, depending on your r is greater than 0. If your r is greater than 1, so your open unit ball will be magnified, or you say dilated. If r is less than 1, your open unit ball will be contracted. Now here one question is there. Can we say the same thing for any metric space? That means in any metric space, can you say BXR is equal to x plus r times B01? And that question makes sense because here in this example it is mentioned that to have this equation you should have a non-linear space. So why here I am saying it is non-linear space rather than saying it for any general metric space? Because in metric space we don't know how to add two elements. We don't have addition in a metric space. If you have 2 points x and y, you don't have any addition, means x and y in a metric space, say capital X, you don't have anything like x plus y. Whatever you are doing with metric space, you are doing with the distance between 2 points, and that means if d of xy and d of yz you are taking and you are adding d of xy and d of yz, you are adding in the set of real numbers, you are not adding in the metric space. And if you have a non-linear space, a non-linear space is a vector space, so you have this extra tool of addition in a non-linear space. Therefore here you have that facility to say that bxr is x plus r times b0 1. So non-linear space is important. You cannot say this for any metric space. Now here one means just I have given a pictorial view of the equation bxr plus is equal to x plus r times b01. So dilation and contraction both is shown. So here see, I have considered b01, here also b01. Then in the first part I am dilating it, and here I am contracting it. That means here your r is less than 1 and here your r is greater than 1. So if you do that, so you will have b0r, bigger open ball you will have. Here you have a smaller open ball b0r, because your r was less than 1, so it was contracted, and now you want bxr, so you translate it by x. So after translation of x, b0r will be shifted to bxr, and here also it is shown bxr. So it was just to give a glimpse how you can visualize this. Now next example. Consider a norm-linear space C01 with respect to the norm infinity, and we know how this norm was defined. It was supremum of means norm of f infinity is supremum of mod of f of x, where x is lying between 0 and 1. And they are asking us, how will you visualize a ball b0r in this space? So we will restrict ourselves to the definition, and we will follow the definition. Okay, so suppose you have a ball b01 and f, a function f in c01 lies inside this open ball b0r. So when will it lie inside the open ball b0r? When distance between f and 0 is less than r. Now what is distance between f and 0? It's a norm-linear space, so distance is induced from the norm. So norm of f minus 0 is less than r. So you can say it is norm of f is less than r. That is, f will belong to b0r if and only if norm f, here norm f infinity I am denoting, which is equal to supremum of mod of f of x, x lying between 0 to 1, is less than r. Then only your f will belong to b0r. So how geometrically you can visualize this? That means if your means f will belong to b0r if and only if its graph lies inside the region bounded like this. That means it was 0, y equal to r, y equal to minus r, and since our domain was, we are considering c01, so our domain is 0 and 1. So your graph means your graph of f should lie in the region bounded by y equal to r, y equal to minus r, and this x equal to 0, this line means, and then x equal to 1. Remember, y equal to r and y equal to minus r shown by dotted. That means it is not the part of our region. So did you get it? I'll once again show this. Norm f infinity, that means supremum of mod f of x is less than r. If supremum of mod f of x is less than r, that means f of x is less, means mod of f of x is less than r for every x. So what you can say, f of x if you remove the mod, you will have minus r is less than f of x and f of x is less than r for every x. So it will never cross the line y equal to r and y equal to minus r. If your graph of f lies inside this region, then you will say that f belong to the open ball B0 R inside a norm linear space C01 comma norm infinity. Let's see the next example. Here they have just means here it is just extended. Instead of 0, now if you take any other point f inside C01, how will you visualize? So a function phi will belong to BFR, open ball centered at function f and of radius r if and only if distance between phi and f is less than r. That means norm of f minus phi is less than r. And how the norm is defined here? It is supremum of mod f of x. That means supremum of mod f of x. So norm of f minus phi will be supremum of f minus phi should be less than r. That means your, if I am denoting this black line by a denote by this function f, then f plus r is this line, dotted line, it is not part of our region, and f minus r here. Then the graph of your function phi should lie inside the region bounded by this curve f plus r, f minus r, x equal to 0 and x equal to 1, because your domain C01 you are considering. So your domain is closed interval 0, 1. Therefore, x equal to 0 and x equal to 1 is there. So if your phi lies inside this region, then you will say that phi belongs to the open ball BFR. Okay. Next, consider the norm linear space C01 norm 1. Now, do you remember how the norm 1 was defined? It was defined as norm of f equal to integration of mod f of x dx, which is between 0 to 1. And here again we are asked to visualize B01. That means open unit ball. So again, we will follow the definition. F will belong to B01 if and only if distance between f and 0 is less than 1. Distance between f and 0 is norm f minus 0. Norm f minus 0, that means it is norm f should be less than 1. That means this integral of mod f of x between 0 to 1 should be less than 1. What does it mean? That means area under the graph, that is a geometrical interpretation of integration, area under the graph of mod f should be less than 1. One example I have given here, like here your f was this. So if you consider this was again an equilateral triangle in above part, here also it's a equilateral triangle. So if you take this area, so area under mod f, that means this plus this area, it is less than 1. So you can say this f belong to the open unit ball inside a norm linear space C01 comma norm 1.